Speaker.
Diana, can you allow Honorable Mabala to make points?
21 years later into democracy, a majority of South Africans, specifically the working class, are still. Can I debate freely, please? You want to debate?
Mabala, you're eating on your time. Don't concentrate on them.
21 years later into democracy, a majority of South Africans, specifically the working class, are still being extremely exploited because 21 years after the attainment of formal political freedom, the black people of South Africa still live in mass poverty. They are landless, their children have no productive future, they are mistreated and looked down upon in a sea of wealth. Apart from the still restricted freedom on mobility, their rights and freedom has been abused more than celebrated and practiced. The 21 years of political freedom have not borne much significance to the people of Gauteng. Within this reality, corruption has been institutionalized and in many instances legalized through the protection of incumbents from prosecution and investigation. The last couple of months have shown the constant violation of our citizens' freedom of choice, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of expression and association. We saw how quick the ANC government was to disturb the community of Randfontein, Sonneville, Davidson and Tembisa when they practiced their freedom of expression and movement, and when they took to the streets in demand for the better service delivery, accountability and basic rights for decent housing and sanitation, amongst other basic human needs. The helpless masses were shot at, intimidated. Whatever happened to the notion that all shall enjoy equal human rights? How do we celebrate Freedom Day whilst the people of Mabala, who still use communal taps, the poorest in Magauzi, who still use makeshift toilets? Is this really the freedom that was fought for? Is this what we should be celebrating? Economic freedom fighters takes lessons from the notation that political power without economic emancipation is meaningless. Our movement is inspired by ideals that promote the practice of organic forms of political leadership, which appreciate the political leadership at whatever level is a service, not an opportunity for self-enrichment and self-gratification. Until the people of Zenzele, Soul City, Wigeto, Jogoti, Snake Park, Madela-Bova, Magauzi are freed from the current poor living condition, then there is no point of celebrating Freedom Day. Freedom is not about talking about the spirit of the Freedom Charter. Freedom is about the material realities faced by South Africans daily, which must be matched by the goals highlighted in the Freedom Charter. Recognizing rights is a good thing and cannot be undermined. But accessing those rights is expensive and only accessible to people who have money. Then are we now making a mockery of political rights that we all know we fought for by honorable heroes like Chris Hani and Solomon Mahlangu, who died like Matthias in the process of fighting for those rights? Without a decent paying job, without land, which must be freely accessible to all our people, and without free quality education, then there will be very little freedom appreciated by millions of citizens. Thank you.
Honorable Zamir is not in the house. I'm now going to